So I'm the People and Culture Director at Inspired Villages, and I've been here for almost 7 years now since the organisation was formed in August 2017. So if we move to the next slide, you'll see on there's a sort of picture of the journey and the story so far. We're on track to open 34 villages. That's our pipeline. We've got 9 villages at the moment. The latest village that was opened last November was the first net carbon zero village, and all future villages will be net carbon zero as well. And that's our sort of mission, if you like, to the sustainability agenda. The other 2 that are under current construction, they're due to open later this year, and then 2 a year, and then sometimes 3 a year between now and 2032. So we'll get to that number. When I joined, there was 25 people. There's now 400 people. It says 350 there, so the number's changing every day. Ross and Hannah are on the call. They're recruiting people every single day. And by the end of this year, we'll be at 500 people. And as we continue to grow, we'll be at 750 and 1,000 people before we know it. We currently have 1,000 residents staying with us. And I think it's important to confirm that when we talk about retirement living, for us, it's about independent living on your terms. We don't provide care. If people age with us in place, which they will do, and they do, our oldest resident is 101, still very active and goes to happy hour every Friday at the village I'm sitting in today, and has her favourite cocktail every Friday as well. And they go to the gym and they swim in the pool, and they go to the sauna and steam room. So, but if they need care as they age, then they procure that separately, and the carer can come in and be with them and look after them on their terms. So we're very clear about that, because we want people to age well, and our strapline is to live the best years of your life. And in theory, we'd like people to live, and then drop off, rather than having this long. Siri's just come on my phone for some reason. Rather than having this long decline that people sometimes experience. So very much about living a good life. People who use our gym and our facilities, their biological age to the chronological age is 8 to 9 years younger. So we've got the evidence to prove that as well. And as an organisation, we're very keen that our values and our culture lives alive in the organisation. And we're number 26 in the top 100 companies to work for already. And we want to get into the top 10 within the next 18 months. And we've just surveyed our teams across our business, and they've given us some amazing feedback on where we need to continue to improve. And we do a lot of stuff around society and social impact. We've just finished a 600-mile bike ride to raise awareness around prostate cancer, and we're going to move on to breast cancer screening and continue to raise awareness around illness. So we genuinely believe that we need to not just build accommodation for people to live in, but we need to have an impact on society, the wider society as well. Next slide, please, Lucy. We're funded very well by Legal and General and NatWest, so it's no secret there that it's £500 million worth of funding to help us build those 34 villages that we've set our sights on. And we won't stop at 34. As Lucy said, anyone who knows us, we're very ambitious, very entrepreneurial, and we'll move on to 50 villages, and we'll keep moving until we provide the right accommodation for people to live in. Next one. The map of the country so far looks like this. You'll see it's mainly down south and the southwest. That's where we can secure land. We buy land off spec. We don't go to auctions or anything like that. We've got an amazing land and development team that have great relationships with people. And we purchase the land. We contract with a main contractor who helps build the villages. And we sell all of the properties ourselves, and we recruit all of our own people. So we don't outsource any element of the operations at all. And roughly we have about 30 to 35 people in every village. And it's really run, so Ashley might be interested, that we run them like hotels. We've got the well-being suites, we've got restaurants, bars, cafes, we've got front of house staff, we've got the whole agenda, if you like, on the F&B agenda. We have our own chefs, our own sous chefs, everything that you can imagine that you would expect, and we're open to the public. So the village I'm here in Kent, they do Sunday lunches, they do Saturday breakfast, they do theme evenings. So anyone can come into our villages and experience the services that we're very proud of. But also they might go away and tell their friends and relatives and that might be interested in moving into one of our villages. So you can see there that current pipeline, and that's going to expand, as I said. As we move on, Jamie Bunce is there. He's the CEO. He formed the business with his longtime friend Neil Dale in 2017, and that's how they went out and they saw a gap in the market for building retirement communities. Again, not care related, but retirement communities. And he secured that funding. And if you've ever met Jamie, I think Lucy's met Jamie, incredibly passionate about the sector, incredibly passionate about service, and incredibly passionate about people who are having the ability to age well in place. And these are our values. So we recruit everyone that we recruit into the organisation, and Ross and Hannah do a lot of this. We're very clear on our values, and it's what we call the ABC effect. So we recruit people for their attitude, the right attitude, the right behaviours for the B, and the commitment for their personal growth and success, as well as the commitment of the organisation. And we were just chatting to Lucy earlier. People can have very impressive CVs for the roles that we apply for, and we make sure that that while they've got those skills and experience, which is great, but we want them to culturally be able to fit into our organisation and be committed as anyone else is. So it's really important to us. And you'll see there, the one that always interests people, the one that says "stronger together." The definition of that is to take time to have a cup of tea. And in the last 3 years, 3,000 cups of tea have been had across the business. And that's with colleagues just sitting down, chatting with each other, colleagues or residents sitting down and having a cup of coffee and a chat. So if we see people sitting down and having a cup of coffee and a chat, they're doing some good. And they're having a conversation with people, which, because they might be lonely, even if they're in their village, they still might be lonely because they haven't got their friends and relatives around them. So even though they're part of a community. So we're very proud of our values, and we live by them every day.
I've worked with such a lovely company that are really supportive of each individual employee.
So I think the best thing about Inspired Villages is just a really big family feeling across the whole company. So everyone is always really supportive and happy to help with everything you need. So I think what makes Inspired Villages different to other places I've worked is just the environment. It's a fantastic village to work. You've got all of the grounds, the landscaping is fantastic, and you can sort of develop relationships with everyone and you get to know them. So that's the case for both the team and residents, and it's just a fantastic working environment.
A day meeting different people in different walks of life, talking about very different things. The variety is one of the key reasons why I love the role I do.
Inspired Villages really care about you as a person, as an employee. And the fact that it fits around my young family, that is undescribable.
So working at Inspired Villages, it enables us to give back to our community.
My favourite thing about working at Inspired Villages is when residents move in, it's watching them grow in the village, watching them forge new friendships within the village, and actually quite tight friendships at that, and they do become very good friends. And to move in and see after a few weeks and then months and years how happy they are when they didn't think that was possible is quite rewarding.
You know, we intend to expand on that level of progress. We want to become number one because we want to be the best retirement operator in the world. So I'm proud of everything we've achieved, but I'm going to be even more proud of the fact that we continue to be the best company to work for as we continue to grow.
And to support that, we make sure that all of our people have a good range of benefits. So we're now a national living wage employee as well. We did that last year and we continue to do that. And you can see there on the screen the range of benefits that we make available from day one to people. So the next slide, I think, also talks about some of the additional benefits that we provide. We've enhanced a lot of these benefits over the last few years. We have a platform as well where people can go to do discount shopping, 3,000 retailers. They can discounts on anything across the country, really, from car parks to insurance, car insurance and house insurance to holidays and everything else. We also give people from day one 3 days off in addition to their annual leave to give something back to society. And we measure that, which is really interesting because we work with local schools and local organisations and charities as well. And as I say, the recent bike ride we did was to raise awareness around prostate cancer. And everyone, some people walked 26k, some people cycled the 600 miles, and everyone got involved in those activities. So we're very keen that we engage with everyone, including the communities as well. And our residents, some of our residents came on those walks, which is brilliant for them to be involved as well. So we're very much not just an organisation, but a community that generally wants to look after everyone. I think the next slide just confirms what I said a minute ago, that we're number 2 in the sector, but we're number 26 in the top 100. And those numbers across the bottom of where we sit in each of the regions that we're in, from the northwest to the southwest and the Midlands as well. And we intend to keep improving on those scores. When everyone joins us, they get a presentation box to welcome to Inspired. They never know they're going to get that. They get it in the post. And often we hear people say, I've not ordered anything from Amazon. And in there is a box, and in the box has a number of things, including a little book of inspiration, which is our people telling their stories. But it also says this, that the biggest asset in the world is your mindset. And when you flip the card over to the next side, it says, it's important to you, you'll find a way, and if not, you'll find an excuse. We always believe in finding a way and finding the solution to any problem that comes along. And that's the philosophy that we adopt, and that's back to the ABC approach that we encourage everyone to consider when they join this business. I think the final slide is that's Leah. She's due back in September. She's been off and she's had a baby and a little boy, so she's doing really well. But this just could give you a feel of the types of roles that we general managers, they're our village managers who run our establishments. As I said earlier, the F&B assistants to chefs, the grounds maintenance, housekeeping teams, admin teams. In central support, where we sit, there's the usual functions: finance, estates, marketing, sales, design. So we're very keen on, you might have seen some of those in that video, the design that sits behind that. We've got our own design director who works with supply chains, and the quality of our finishes is very high. We're very proud of that. So everything we do with our own teams and working with good supply chain networks as well. And the thing we're currently looking at, and Abe, it might be interested for you as well, is that 7 years in, you introduce lots of processes and policies and systems and procedures, but they're up for review. Otherwise you fall into the trap of just doing the same old thing and you're not actually improving or becoming more efficient. We're very keen that we become more efficient and effective, thinking about AI and technology, processes and systems talking to each other, automation instead of manual interventions. And that means that we've got more time then to engage with our residents and be more transformational rather than transactional.